I gotta admit, I have not been excited for one of these models in maybe since the first or second one, but the fifth one, yeah, these are gonna be awesome. Hey, what's good guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got a detailed look and review on these potential bad boys right here. This, my friends, is the Nike Kyrie Low 5. And before we do all that though, I just have to say, the box is nothing special until, my goodness, this is cool. I'm not saying that people are listening. I'm just saying people are listening. I really love how they call out. They don't call out everything, but they call out some stuff. It would have been nice to have told everybody what type of 4-foot zoom is in there, but that might just be me being a super nerd. Now, as far as the release for this shoe, I don't actually know when they're dropping. All I know is that a lot of times, and by a lot of times I mean almost all the time, shoes like this tend to release overseas before they ever release in the States. Why? I don't know. All I know is that I got these over at ID for Shoes, so that's how I got them before they touched down here in the States. A couple of things with that is, one, they're the EP version, which means that they are built on a wider last. However, the last few that I've gotten don't feel like that. Like, they feel just as snug as any of the US releases, so I don't know if they're tweaking things or not. I'm just saying, they don't feel any wider to me. They feel like they fit perfectly. Second thing is that they do come with XDR rubber, and that's the other part that I'm kind of confused with, because listen to this. That's some really pliable ass rubber right there. I don't see how that's extra durable. I just don't. If you were to play in these outside, I personally wouldn't expect them to last even with the XDR outsoles. But if that's all you play, well, for me personally, I would use my old shoes or I'd go to an outlet. But if you wanted the newest shoe, I'm just giving you fair warning, XDR outsoles on the overseas release only. However, it doesn't feel like the standard extra durable rubber that we're all used to. Now, before we dive too deep into these guys, we do have a quick word from our sponsor, and that's the good folks over at DraftKings Sportsbook. Now, DraftKings did want to let you guys know that they have a brand new promo starting right now. Obviously, you guys know, if you're basketball fans, that the playoffs are about to start. And to get ready for the playoffs, they want you guys to go and sign up in case you have not already. That way you can start betting on the play-in games that take place right before the playoffs. There's a couple of things to keep in mind. The first is that if you use our direct link that's down below in the description box and use our promo code, which is WearTesters, and do all that while placing $5 on whichever team you wanted to bet on, they're going to give you an additional $150 of free bets. Whoa! In addition to that, they also have happy hour starting between 4 and 7 p.m. And by placing those bets between those times, you'll actually get a super boost, which is also cool. So again, if you have not already signed up for DraftKings Sportsbook, we highly recommend them. Our direct link is down below in the description box, so you can click that. It'll head you over to their website. You can sign up for everything, again, if you haven't already. That way you can start taking the games even more seriously than you already do. And with all that being said, I am so excited about this shoe. I don't even know why. I thought that the Kyrie Low line was super derivative, especially the first three. The first three, I'm not gonna say were awful shoes because they were actually really good shoes. It's just that all three of them were almost exactly the same. They had the same tooling, the same traction, the same cushion setup. I was like, why even rename these? Just keep producing them and call them the Kyrie Low. You know what I mean? Like, I thought it was really weird. And then they came out with the Kyrie Low 4s, which actually I thought when I first saw those, I thought that they were just a new colorway of the Kyrie 7s. Man, I was like, what is this? Why is this here? What is the purpose? And then it dawned on me, hey, you grew up buying shoes just like this because you couldn't afford the actual flagship signature, so you had to get the takedown model. The only caveat is that usually the takedown model doesn't look anything like the actual signature, so you know when you walk to school that day that you are wearing the takedown model. But when they made them look like the actual signature, now everybody's just kind of on an equal playing field, and I think that's kind of cool. And to top it off, I do think that these look a little better than these. It's the tongue. Don't like the tongue. It's a little puffy. But this outsole right here, I thought was identical to the Kyrie 8s. Oops, sorry, Kyrie Infinities. And while it looks that way, it's actually not. So they did not do completely what they did with the Kyrie Low 4s, which they took the outsole from the Kyrie 7, they slapped it on the Kyrie Low 4s. They didn't do that this time, even though they look damn near identical. They are different, which I do think is a good thing because that makes me, who bought one of each, feel like I did actually buy something different. I did think that this was a great shoe. It was actually listed on our best basketball shoes of last year. So if you guys are missing the performance review stuff, check it out because we actually did it. Oh, sorry, I meant to point up there. The link or whatever's over there. Did that shoe get its own personal performance review? No, because it's redundant. I already talked about the performance information in that video. And for those of you guys wondering if I'm going to do a performance review on these bad boys right here, the answer is unfortunately no.
Shut the front door.
I will say that I have started this category on YouTube, so the performance review category. We were the first ones to do it. I was the first one to upload. Without our videos, who knows if that would even be a category on YouTube. Do I believe it would have been? Yes, because everything gets done somehow.
Life finds a way.
I've done it for 12 years straight, and on top of that, I was the only one here doing all of these shoes. So all of these takedowns, all of the team shoes, all the cheap shoes, all the signatures, all the overseas releases, all of the Chinese brand shoes, and all of the shoes that you never heard of. I tested all that. And guess what? If my hips up so bad that I can't even lay in bed without pain. When that kind of stuff happens, you have to throw in the towel. Otherwise, I'll be with a walker before I'm 50, and I can't do that. So I will still be doing videos like this. I'll break down the tech. That way you guys know what your money is going for, which is the whole purpose of videos like this. But will I be giving you the extra, you know, I played in these for 2 weeks and these are my thoughts? I physically cannot. So the good news with that is, though, is that I am actually actively searching for somebody that can replace me in the performance review category here on the channel. You guys haven't noticed already, we do add a couple of people. We got Jalik, we added you, although she's with me, so that's kind of, I guess it's not really the same thing. But got Evan doing the history breakdowns where like he's like giving a complete guide on things. We've added multiple people on the website. We got golf reviews, volleyball shoe reviews, all that stuff. So we are looking to replace me on court. So if you want to do that and you have proof of concept of you doing videos like what we do, and you wanted to join the WearTesters squad, then all you got to do is send us an email with all of that stuff to info@weartesters.com. That way we can start featuring new faces on this channel. I think it'd be great. But again, the outsole right here looks fantastic. XDR, I don't think it matters on this particular pair. This rubber, it's so soft. I don't see how that's even XDR. I'm literally confused by that, but it's fine because I play inside. Oh yeah, to elaborate, that doesn't mean that I'm never gonna do performance review. It just means that I can't do everything. Now, as far as cushion is concerned, this is where I feel like the art in the box could have elaborated just a little bit more. Granted, we haven't seen like a press release or anything like that, which is typically where they'll give you that kind of information, but it doesn't state what the foam compound is, and it doesn't state what style of forefoot zoom there is in the forefoot and everything. So I don't know exactly what everything is. All I can tell you is that this midsole is softer than the Kyrie Infinities. I'm guessing that it could be Cushlon, but I really don't know for certain. So if it's not Cushlon, I'm letting you know that I don't know for sure. And again, there is forefoot zoom air. There's nothing in the back, it's just foam. The forefoot zoom air feels good. It doesn't feel Kyrie Infinity good. That thing is a large, what do they call it? The Strobel units, the Zoom Turbos. It's a large one, so it's a thick one, and it encompasses the entire forefoot area. It's actually replacing part of the Strobel on that particular shoe. On this one right here, it's actually under the Strobel, so I don't think that it's the same unit. So it could be one of these units. It could be a rectangle unit. I really don't know. All I know is that they feel really good underfoot, and it makes me excited to play in them because I love low tops. Now, the upper on these guys is pretty much identical to what is featured on the Kyrie Infinity, so I think that that is one of the good things about stuff like this, is that you can kind of get that signature feel and look without the signature price tag. The upper, again, all of this is pretty much the same exact textile that they used on the Kyrie Infinity, so it's got a plastic look to it. Very scratchy, but it's very breathable. It's also pretty durable, and it requires 0 break-in time despite how it sounds. So I think that that's really great. The one thing that they do lack though is the premium feel to it. So while I would not say that the suede and the leather that is featured here on the rear section of the Kyrie Infinity is premium by any means, it's really nice at the same time. So this does not feature that. There's this little section right here on the heel that does have some leather on it. It's synthetic leather though, it's not actual leather. So it kind of like fits the regular theme of things are a little bit cheaper, a little bit lighter, but that's why they're more affordable. But they still do have a couple of the signature details. So the Infinity lockdown system that was on the Kyrie Infinity is partially here. It's not all the way here, but they do have that forefoot one for the lateral steps. So if you do jab steps, hard crosses, pivots, changes of direction, this section right here is what's gonna keep you caged onto the footbed. So I think that's great that they added that there. And then on the internal or medial side, they actually have just like a midfoot lockdown, which I also think is great. And if you were to look at it from this top-down view, it's still kind of like in that area, almost like the strap would have been on the original Kyrie Lows, where they started implementing that weird-ass midfoot strap. It's kind of like that, but without the cumbersome strap attached. Also, they are lows, so you would assume that they are lower than the actual signature shoe, and they're not. They are a little lower on the medial side. It reminds me of the reverse version of an Air Jordan 13 or 14 where they were lows on the lateral and then highs on the medial. Whereas this one, it's a little higher on the lateral and a little lower on the medial. But that's also where we come in with this asymmetrical tongue, which is awesome, where it cups your ankle area. That way you can move freely without that tongue, this big ass thing, in your way. One thing that I do think is a little cheap on these, outside of the materials and stuff, is actually the laces. Luckily though, you can buy extra laces, so I'll probably will take these out and put in like an oval lace that's like in the Kyrie Infinity. I think that those laces are much nicer than these standard like flat ones. This is exactly what you'll find in like famous footwear style of Nikes and things like that, which is probably where you will find these along with like Dick's and other sporting goods stores. Now, actually, you'll probably find these on a Foot Locker shelf too, because they carry almost everything. Now, as far as sizing is concerned, they do fit true to size. Again, mine is the overseas version, so I was expecting them to fit a little wide and they don't. They do fit perfect lengthwise, but some people might want to go up half a size, because for me personally, my toe is right at the tip. Some people don't like that. They like that thumb's width of space, which I don't. I like my shoes to fit perfect. That way I don't roll an ankle or anything, because that sloppiness within your shoes is what will cause your shoe to not be one with your foot. Outside of that though, again, if you like that bit of wiggle room, then you might want to go up half a size. But with all that being said, thank you so much for everything. We do greatly appreciate it. Again, if you were interested in joining WearTesters, make sure to send us an email with all of your information and make sure that you have that portfolio built so we can take a look and see what you've done. That way, if we feel like you would fit our team, we can bring you on. And we will have a direct link to ID for shoes down below in the description box as well if you're interested in checking these out. Thank you again to DraftKings Sportsbook. Other link is in the description for that specifically. WearTesters is the promo code, and we will catch you guys on the next one. So until then, have a good one. This is not confusing for me at all, by the way. Okay, 4, 7, 5, 8, whatever, infinity, me. Man, I can't believe that this is what I'm doing right now. Trying to keep all these stupid numbers straight, okay? It's hard.
That's what she said.